friends, I wanted to do an update, just a chatty little update video. I will just preface this with you may hear some outside noise because it's 70 degrees in Atlanta today, and so we do have the window open. If you can see, the cat is enjoying it. If you hear him chirping, it's because he's seen a bird. Hopper is an indoor only cat, so this is the amount of outside he gets. We used to, at the last house I had rented, there was a screened in porch, which we loved. But yeah, so I thought we could talk about some of the things that are kind of going on right now in booktube, in the book world. So the Goodreads Choice Awards came out, and I do use Goodreads to track my reading. I have set up a profile on Storygraph. I was trying to do both, and I'm just a creature of habit that I've been doing the same one for so long. I think I've had Goodreads for like 10, 12 years, something like that. But that will be a goal for myself, is to get my Storygraph completely set up. Because I do like a number of their features better, and Goodreads tends to go down a lot. But yeah, so the Goodreads Choice Awards, as we all know, it's mostly a popularity contest, and I'm okay with that. Like, I get that there has to be in some way, and I think if I were an author with my book named on that, and it's kind of like your audience, it's your readers that are voting for it, I would like that, you know. I've seen a number of authors that I follow whose books are on the Goodreads nominees that have talked about what it means to them. I will say there's been an ongoing commentary on the lack of diversity in the Goodreads, and I think it's improved a little bit, but you know, there's always room for more diversity. I don't really have any reaction to it. Like, I looked when it came out, mainly because I was curious, and as is typical, I have not read most of them, but I've heard of most of them. There are some that are on my radar, some that are not. Some I own and haven't read, some I have read. So I thought we could go through it, and I will put up the books that I talk about. I'm not going to talk about them all, but we'll start with general fiction. And I have read Real Americans by Rachel Kong, which I wasn't really a fan of, and it was one of my most anticipated reads because I really enjoyed her first book that came out, Goodbye Vitamin, I think it was. But I didn't really like Real Americans. I own Dolly Alderton's Good Material. I have read Dolly Alderton before. I own Intermezzo. It's actually in this pile over here. Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I own The Wedding People by Allison Esbach. And then I own Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. Those are all Book of the Month books that I got. I'm also interested in Wandering Stars by Tommy Orange. If you've been paying attention, I've gotten that from the library twice and still have not read it. I need to get it from the library again. And I'm interested in Martyr by Cave. Akbar. I've heard a lot of great things about that one. And I'm interested in The Mighty Red by Louise Erdrich, who I have read before and really liked. Yeah, that's kind of it for general fiction. For historical fiction, I just read The Frozen River by Aria Lahan. I have read The Women by Kristen Hanna. I want to read James by Percival Everett for sure. I own The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan. Are any others that I own? No, so that's all I own. Like if I voted for anything, I would vote for The Women by Kristen Hanna. I didn't love The Frozen River. But with all that said, you know, there's several here that could potentially win. Like Jodi Picoult, I don't know that I'm going to read any more from her. Kate Quinn is here. So I don't know. Mystery thriller. So I haven't been reading as much mystery thriller. Let's see if I own any of them first off. Do I own any of these? I do own The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, but I have not read it yet. I do currently have How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. I have that out from the library right now. Not super interested in Lucy Foley anymore, but I've only tried one, and it was The Paris Apartment, which I've heard is kind of the least popular one of hers. Laura Dave, I have Laura Dave's other book. What is it called? The Last Thing He Told Me. I have that on my TBR. I haven't read it yet. I have enjoyed Richard Osman, The Thursday Murder Club, but I have not. I've only read book one. Yeah, so that's all for the. I'm not a fan of Frida McFadden, not a fan of Sally Hepworth. I may try The Maid, but I would start with the first one, obviously, by Nita Prose. Let's see. For romance, now I have tried to get into my romance more, but I'm a little behind on all those. So I've not read any Abby Jimenez yet. I do own Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and now that I've heard more about it, I'm not really sure that it's for me, but I own it, so we'll try it. I did just haul Kennedy Ryan's book, This Could Be Us. I did. So I may try Allie Hazelwood at some point, but just not really. There's not a lot drawing me to her from just different things that I've heard. I've heard people really like her and others that don't. Again, not really sure where my sweet spot is with romance. So Catherine Center is nominated for the rom-commers. I am interested in that book. I do have another Catherine Center on my TBR. I forget which one. I'll put it here. Emily Henry is nominated for Funny Story. I read Beach Read and loved it this year. I do own The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. But yeah, that's all that interests me on there. Romantasy really isn't my thing. I've tried fantasy and not gotten into it. Let's see. Okay, so I have read, we're on fantasy because the romantasy, none of them were of interest to me. I've read The Foxwife by Yangzi Chu. I've read The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. And I am interested in Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune, since that's the second one in the house, and The Cerulean Sea, which I loved. But of these, I would vote for The Lost Story because I haven't read any of the other ones, and I did like Lost Story better than The Foxwife. All right, so science fiction. I haven't really read a lot, but I am getting more interested in it. I'm currently reading Annie Bot by Sierra Greer. I own The Ministry of Time by Kayleen Bradley. I've read Leaf Anger before, Peace Like a River, which at the time I loved, and I read that when it came out a long time ago. But some of the other ones I'm sort of interested in, but I've got so many on my shelves already. All right, so on to horror. I've not read any of these. I've read the first in T. Kingfisher's, what's it called? What Moves the Dead I've read. I have not read What Feasts at Night. What Moves the Dead was interesting, but I'm not sure I would be interested in the other one. I own The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook, and I own Murder Road by Simone St. James. I've wanted to read Nick Medina. He is nominated for Indian Burial Ground. But yeah, that's kind of it for that one. Debut novel. Let's see. So I have The Shred Sister here from the library by Betsy Lerner. That is a NetGalley book for me. Obviously, I'm a little behind on that because it's already out. I'm interested in Fire Exit by Morgan Talty. I saw a great review by Melinda at A Web of Stories on that book, and so I do have it out from the library, and I hope to get to that this month. I do own The Storm We Made by Vanessa Chan, and I am interested in Daughters of Shandong by Eve J. Chung. So I can't vote in that one either. Let's see, audiobook. I mean, I do listen to audiobooks. I did listen to The Women by Kristen Hanna on audio. I am on a bazillion number hold on The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. I do want to listen to Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune on audio. I listened to The House in the Cerulean Sea on audio, and it was really, really good. I did start listening to From Here to the Great Unknown, a memoir by Lisa Marie Presley and Riley Keough, and my hold expired before I finished it. So I do need to request that again. Young adult fantasy, I'm gonna guess that there's nothing on there. It's not really my genre of choice. On young adult fiction, I haven't read Heartstopper yet. I do want to read that. Nope, nothing there. This is why I don't really pay that much attention to it, because there's usually stuff I've heard about, but I'm not super interested. Like, I don't need to get to it right away. I did have Nuclear War by Annie Jacobson out from the library. It was due back. I've decided since that I don't want to read that. Just because of the topic. Yep, nothing else on there. Let's see for memoir. I do want to read The Wives by Simone Gorindo. I do want to read A Well-Trained Wife by Tia Levings. I did read Hereafter by Amy Lynn. I do want to read Grief is for People by Sloane Crossley. And I do want to read the Lisa Marie Presley memoir. That's pretty much it on that. History and biography, probably not anything. I'm sort of interested in Challenger by Adam Hickenbotham. By the Fire We Carry by Rebecca Nagel. I'm interested in Sharon McMahon, The Small and the Mighty. I've heard some great things about that. Madness, Race and Insanity in a Jim Crow Asylum by Antonia Hilton, which is the first time I've seen this one, so I would imagine I'd be interested in that. It has a 4.26 rating. Let's see. But that's it. So that's the Goodreads Award. Goodreads Choice Awards. Let's see what else is on my list. Vlogmas. So this is the first year I have had a channel during Vlogmas, and I have enjoyed watching Vlogmas in the past. I would like to do Vlogmas. I don't know what I can commit to at this time because of my health, but I'm gonna try to do some sort of post every day during Vlogmas. So I hope that it may be here, it may be on Instagram, is really the only other social media I have. So make sure you're subscribed to both this channel and my Instagram. We'll just see how my chronic illness is. Seasonal reading. Will you see a bunch of Christmas books here? Probably not. I don't really read seasonally, but the other day, if you watch my vlog of reading books that Krista at Books and Jams loves, I did go to the library and I got some Christmas books. And then I went to that was one county library. I went to the other county library to pick up some holds and got some more Christmas books. So I'm currently almost done with The Christmas Tree Farm by Melody Carlson. I've read her before. She writes Christian fiction, to me, really simple, sweet stories, and that's kind of what this is. Two sisters trying to save their family Christmas tree farm after a wildfire. And I'm enjoying it. It's hitting the spot. As Krista said in Sprints the other night, this is totally not a Michelle book. But sometimes you need those. Sometimes you need the palate cleansers. So you may see a few others, but not a ton of seasonal reading. I think that was all. Yeah, so coming up on my channel, like I said, you may see some stuff for Vlogmas. I hope to have a chronic illness update video for you, because there are some updates with that. And yeah, that's kind of it. I do have a bit of a book haul. Yeah, and some more unhauls. So that's good. And then I also have, we cannot forget my goal of going through all of my nonfiction in Nonfiction November. I think we have less than 2 weeks left of November. So we'll see how fast I can do that. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. And if you would like to support my channel, you can hit subscribe. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye.